Hello YouTube. It is your guy Jordan Mustang 87 back once again for what is now officially the 39th game I will be starting on this channel, and ultimately I have decided that game is going to be the 9th installation game of the Need for Speed series, and that is officially going to be this. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. So, as I said before, this is game number 9 of the Need for Speed series, and also the 4th game in the series to be developed by Black Box, after Hot Pursuit 2 and also the 2 NFS Underground games, for which I have done a playthrough of all 3 of them, and now I'm officially doing the playthrough that I would honestly be willing to believe that a lot of you have been waiting for. So I gave myself a few days off so I could just give myself that sense of recollection to more or less just, get ready for this, so I'm approaching this with a somewhat positive approach, and this is what we are now doing. So this game is available to play on the Nintendo GameCube, PC, the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, and most importantly, the Xbox 360, which, believe it or not, also first came out onto the consumer market in 2005, and it was revolutionary for the time because it was ultimately the first video games console to feature high definition quality, also known as HD for short. However, I'm playing the lower quality PlayStation 2 version because, well, I do not officially have an Xbox yet. And if there is any Xbox that I would want to have if I ever manage to afford one, especially during this time, I believe my specific model would probably have to be the Series X. Because I know that's basically an Xbox One, but it's also an Xbox One which has proven to be durable, and it also has backwards compatibility. That's probably the make and model I'd be looking for, the Series X. So this game, it first came out in November of 2005. November 11th, 2005 is when this game first released, and like with the previous 2 games, if I recall correctly, it was released for the PC specifications first, and then the console versions of the game would come out a few days later. And also, this game would expectedly be released in both Europe and also Japan, because, well, this game is also, because, well, the Need for Speed market is quite popular in Europe and also in Japan because, of the Japanese imports. And this game would also get released in South Korea as well. So I guess that goes to show the global influx that the Need for Speed fanbase more or less has. And this would also be released as a PS2 classic in 2012, presumably on the PlayStation Store, I think it was. However, the reason why I chose to play this on my PlayStation 2 is, well, because initially I planned to play this on my PlayStation 3, but my PlayStation 3 was not able to read the disc for my version of the game. So that was why I switched back to my PS2. Okay, so now that I have that last 2 minutes of ranting out the way, let's actually get through the game itself. Need for Speed Most Wanted uses an autosave feature. Game information is automatically saved throughout the game on the memory card, PS2, in memory card slot 1, when the autosave icon flashes as follows. Do not remove memory card, PS2, controller, or reset/switch off the console while the autosave icon is displayed. Doing so may cause the information to become corrupt. So we are now going to officially enter our name, and to those of you who have been around long enough, you probably know what name it is I'll be using. Although, I do wonder if it's possible for me to actually put in my full channel name for this. I think it is worth a gamble, just to... Oh, it's not. Well, at least I can say the gamble was worth a shot. I was trying to see if I could put in the full channel name for my profile, but no. Unfortunately, it's only limited to 7 characters, and I have already used 6 of them, so we're just going to leave it at that, because I have to abide by name file restrictions. Do you want to save the alias Jordan? Yes. And before we continue, I need to turn my in-game volume right down, because we are going to get thrown straight into the menu. Plus we'll also have to deal with some potentially copyrighted music, which is why I have turned it way down on my recording software. Hopefully YouTube does not catch me out for this. And if it does, then, well, I'll go fuck myself. So, turning the music off, and also going to turn the sound effect down just a peg. Well, turn the speech volume back up again, but anyway. So I have turned the audio back on again, and I'm also going to turn the audio back up again on my software recording, because, well, I figure that's what I need to do. So gonna go to widescreen, because, well, I know everyone uses widescreen these days. And I think everything in terms of my gameplay should be fine. I think the only thing I'll really turn off is the autosave, just for now, because, well, I want to make sure I am doing this properly. And in terms of the player interactions, well, I'm going to keep all this information on, because all of this is the career mode information. And in terms of the camera, I have an option between close camera, which is basically the chase camera, the far chase camera, the bumper camera, and also the hood camera. I actually called it on the camera views we have. I did not think I was going to get those right, but I somehow did. And we also have the EA Tracks, which basically shows what songs we have in the game. And we've also got some pretty well-known artists in here as well that a lot of the gamers of the time would probably be familiar with. The most notable ones I can think of probably being Static X and Disturbed. And also The Prodigy, because all of them were popular artists of the time. And we also have a bunch of other artists in here as well, such as Jamiroquai, Avenged Sevenfold, and we've also got Leviathan, in terms of the other artists you might be familiar with. Oh yeah, and probably also The Roots and BT, two other artists that were known at the time. But yeah, everything else, not really familiar with them, but whatever, you get the point. Unfortunately, I cannot play any of these songs because, well, a lot of the music in this game is copyrighted. And, of course, I have to make sure I keep that switched off, so it at least looks like YouTube is giving me the green light to basically upload these videos with nothing wrong or objectionable in them. We also get the alias manager, where we can basically look at the files we have. We can create or delete those if we really wanted to. I'm obviously not going to do that. We can also load an alias and also save an alias. And since I have already saved the game with my settings, I think that should be all good. So we've also got My Cars, Quick Race. It's pretty self-explanatory if you know what Quick Race is. That's basically just arcade mode, basically. And we've also got My Cars as well. As you might have guessed, I have no cars in my garage, except for the ones we've already unlocked. However, the other ones are not available to us yet because these will not be unlocked until we get started with the game. And as we go further and further along, we basically will be unlocking more and more cars as we go further along. I highly doubt the Mazda RX-8 is unlocked at the start of the game. But yeah, some of these are probably pre-unlocked at the main menu screen. Probably just gives us more choices over what cars we want to customize. I'm also pretty sure this Vauxhall Monaro, yeah, I'm pretty sure that is both a Pontiac and also a Holden, if I recall correctly. In other words, this car is basically both the Pontiac GTO and also the Holden Commodore. To those of you viewers who might be watching me from Australia. But yeah, we got some pretty good cars here. And one of my personal favourites is in here. Not exactly the Lotus Elise per se, but I will consider this thing to be one of my personal favourites. So I've got Porsche 911 Carrera, Dodge Viper SRT10, the Lamborghini Gallardo, or as it's actually pronounced, Gallardo. Also got Porsche 911 Turbo, the Chevrolet Corvette C6. I'm pretty sure that was the year they released the C6, even though this model wouldn't be released until the following year, but that's by the by. Also got the Murcielago, the Ford GT, one of my personal favourite cars, the Merc SLR McLaren, and also, last but not least, the Porsche Carrera GT. Most of these, as you might have guessed, are locked, so we can add the cars that are pre-unlocked from the main menu screen, and, well, we can basically do customization with those. And I might consider showing that off if I really feel like it. And last but not least, we also get the career mode, which is pretty self-explanatory because that's where most of the in-game progress is. Also get game stats. As you can see, we've got game completion, career completion, rap sheet, and at the bottom, the challenge series, which is this here. So we have a total of 68 challenges to get through. I have not officially worked something out for the challenge mode yet, but I will make sure to squeeze that in later on in the game. Because as ever, I am committed to making sure that this game is thoroughly threaded and beaten. And last but not least, we just head into career mode, we can either choose to start a career or load a career. And since we do not have any career modes loaded at this stage, nor have we made any progress, it's not really worth it for me to load up this game profile because, well, to put it simply, we have made no progress. But that's basically how we can load up our progress in the career mode. So, yeah, just figured I'd get that out. And we can also start a career as well, which is probably what we are going to do. So hopefully, with a much better effort and a much more relaxed effort than what I gave last time, hopefully that gives you everything you need to know about this game. And next time, we will officially be making a start with the game, with the prologue races. And as you might have guessed, we will be driving our boy itself, the BMW M3 GTR. And before we do anything else, I might as well get a screenshot. Just for clickbait purposes, because unfortunately replay cameras do not exist in this game, sadly. But anyway, that's the introduction to Most Wanted 05, and next time we will be getting started with the game. Stay tuned.